Alright, hi, and everyone, we're back today for the series where I talk about all the games I played in the previous month. The month for this video is May of 2023, so as always, let's just get right into it. Because this month is packed for varying reasons, but we'll get into that. I've been playing bits and pieces of the Final Fantasy 1 and the Pixel Remaster, not too much of it yet because of varying reasons again. I know it's not for everybody, but I genuinely do love the very first Final Fantasy game. And even though weirdly enough, I do think the very original outdated version has grown on me more than any of the later ones. It is very restrictive. I do recommend if you're going to try it out, this is a good place to start if you can get your hands on it. Because as far as I can tell, they did sell them all separately. I just got them all because Final Fantasy always, that one franchise always gets me really excited. And I've been looking forward to this for years before it was even announced. But if you never have, here's a very heavily updated version of the game that started it all, and I'm glad more people can go back to it, especially in such an easy and updated way. I also played a bit of Ghostwire Tokyo on stream. I am surprised with how much I fell in love with this game from little. I played like 2 or 3 hours so far. I think it is such an underrated game. I wasn't expecting much because I remember this being announced and just dropping off the radar for pretty much forever. I very rarely hear anybody mention it. For a while, I forgot it even came out. It just fell off the map completely for most people, but it's free on 100 tiers of PlayStation Plus. Even though I accidentally bought it again because I didn't know that, so that was a waste. Which, kind of funny enough, tended to be the theme for that day. I picked up a lot of shit by mistake because I didn't know I already had it, or I thought I was buying remakes, but that is neither here nor there. Play Ghostwire Tokyo if you haven't. It is a ton of fun. The abilities you get are fun, the character is really likable, the environment is great. I definitely plan to go back to it soon, more on stream, but because I've been playing other things, I'm trying to sort out a schedule, but even though I'm kind of regretful that I picked it up for €25 when I didn't need it, I might not have picked it up at all. I might not have gone back to it or even played it if I didn't, so I'll take it. I've been playing some of Astro's Playroom, which is free on the PlayStation 5 when you get... Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, I got a PlayStation 5 this month for the first time. So that's the reason I've been playing some of this stuff. That's the reason I've gone back to a lot of it. Seamless transition because I didn't take a fucking day to get back to this, I swear. But yeah, I've been playing some of Astro's Playroom. Yeah, it's kind of fun. It's a good free game. The speed runs are probably my favorite part so far. I've been having good fun with them. Only done like two of them so far, but you know, it's a cute little exploration of the PS5 and a lot of things it can do. The adaptive trigger things can be fun. So, you know what? For a free game, it's a lot of fun. I'll take it. I played a bit of Sakuna of Rice and Ruin on the stream. I've actually been thinking about playing this game for quite a few years, but I just never got around to picking it up, and so far it's a lot of fun. It's a pretty difficult side-scrolling hack and slash mixed with farming elements. The characters are kind of fun. They're pretty vague and generic, but they're all likable enough. So I definitely want to keep going back to this. I'll probably play more of it on stream, so I won't play it until then. But I'm having a bit of fun with it. I'm glad I finally picked it up. I have no regrets, especially because I think it was free on PlayStation Plus as well. Probably the biggest game for me this month. I've also been playing After Us. It's the second game by Piccolo Studios after they made Arise, a simple story. And this is one of those games I've been looking forward to since it was first shown off, and it has not disappointed. It's actually the reason I got a PS5 now instead of waiting for Final Fantasy 16, which I fully intended to be the reason. And if that's not a big compliment that I got a PS5 for this early so I could play this, I don't know what is. And you know what? No regrets. This game is absolutely beautiful. It's fun to play. The collectibles, again, just like the last game, they're the least wanted to miss collectibles I've ever, or optional stuff I've ever seen in a game. Usually it's either there and it's fine or it's useless crap. This game, I don't want to miss anything. Basic plot of the game, you are salvaging the souls of extinct animals to give life on Earth a second chance, and it leans into that beautifully. I've been playing this on stream for like 7 hours total, and I think on like 12 or 13 occasions I've just had to sit there and look at things. Just quietly have a nice look, and it was pretty great. There's even a few times where I almost started tearing up just looking at things. Nothing bad was even happening, nothing sad was going on. It was just nice. It hit good. So you know what, if you have a PS5 or anything you can play this on, highly recommend. I'm always looking forward to anything these people put out, and I really hope they get more attention and a bit more love. Because this is one of those games just instantly I looked at a trailer and thought, this is for me. Who knows? Maybe it was just meant to be. I also picked up Temtem because I've been kind of playing that with my brother because we both loved Pokemon growing up. We always used to get the games at the same time. I am having fun with it. I'm enjoying it. It's a nice chill game to pick away at, but I'm going to be honest, the designs are... It's not Pokemon. One of the biggest aspects for me in terms of Pokemon-like games and these kind of Pokemon-style games is the design. I'm the kind of person who plays these kind of games and stats, best possible outcome, don't give a shit. I'm picking the design of the Pokemon or whatever I like best. That's all that matters to me. I'm not going to be playing online. I'm not a competitive person with this. And in my experience with these kind of games, even if you're stuck, you just level up a few times, you're good. So as long as I can get through it like that, I'm just happy to pick the one whose designs I like. And none of them are really doing much for me. Pokemon, say what you want about later designs. I know a lot of people have problems. But at least plenty of them are good. Even Koromon, I think, had unbelievably good designs. That is definitely the best Pokemon-like game I've played. I'll push on and all, but I can't say I have much expectations for things to change. Stuff I've been playing on the channel, I'm still pushing through Parasite Eve, and it's my first time ever playing it. It's been great. I'm pretty sure the day after this I should probably finish it. If I'm pretty sure I'm near the end. If not, next one, which will be tomorrow, probably one or two after that. So far it's been an incredible journey. I'm so glad I finally picked it up. It's actually the 25th anniversary this year, just a couple of weeks ago. I think the day I started it actually, it was weirdly enough. Coincidentally, I didn't even plan it, but yeah, I'm pushing through that near the end. And I think I mentioned this last time, yeah, probably. I'm still playing through Disney's Atlantis The Lost Empire, also roughly halfway through, I think. It's been up and down. It's like, oh, this area looks cool, and then they'll have a stealth section, and yeah, they'll have a cool driving section, and they'll have a complete maze. It's, I've said, on it, it's probably somewhere between Tarzan and, what's it called? Somewhere between Tarzan and the Lion King game I played. Not nearly as bad as Hercules, but you know, somewhere in the middle of the other two. When it comes to Twitch, which I'm still streaming there most days, sometimes I take a day off or two, but I'm trying to get a bit of a schedule, not necessarily time based because I can't do that yet, but at least in terms of the game that I actually do play. That's where I've been playing After Us. That's where I've been streaming that so far. I'm pretty sure I'm like one or two goals away from finishing that because I'm 3/4 of the way there in 3 goals, so most likely. I finished Yoshi's Island on there, which is one of my favourite Super Nintendo games. I've been playing Yoshi's Island over there, and this is one of my absolute favourite, probably one of my most cherished games. One of my favourite Super Nintendo games. I fucking love this thing. I honestly think it's one of the most underrated Mario games out there, but most people remember the Crying Mario, but the final boss in this game, I have to say, one of the top 5 most memorable gaming moments of my life. Absolutely phenomenal game. Definitely recommend checking it out if you can get your hands on it. Especially just for the final boss alone. And a lot of the rest of the game that I'd never played before was also a ton of fun. Especially World 5. World 5 of this game is beautiful. The background's just incredible. I'm honestly not sure how popular this game is, how many people play it, but you know what? It's not enough. More people need to recognize how great this final boss is. It's just one of the most epic pieces of gaming moments I've ever experienced. And it holds up just as great as an adult. I've also been playing through the absolute best GameCube game, as everybody probably knows. Shadow the Hedgehog. Who doesn't love Shadow the Hedgehog? I don't know. I don't want to meet the person who doesn't love this game. But in all seriousness, some of it's fun. Some of it is the biggest pain in the eye. I've done 2 of the endings. I'm not sure if I want to go back. If I do, it's going to be torture, most likely. But there's just a small part of me that can't hate this game at its worst. It's just, how can... Look at it. Look at this cover. The villain's name is Black Doom. And that's all I think I need to say. It is the corniest name I have ever heard of a villain. I don't think anything beats it. Black Doom. How can you say that and not have a bit of joy in you? I also went back to Pokemon Channel for like an hour. I plan to go back to it. I'm not sure when. I was going to do it for an hour a day till I finish because it's a time-based thing. It uses the GameCube's clock. I definitely intend to at some point. It's just I'm trying, like I said, trying to keep a schedule, trying to play more full games and not just skip around 7 different games a week. It's like Pokemon, but you know, you watch TV instead of doing things. And I know it sounds stupid, and it probably is to most people. I just can't help but love it. There's something about it. I just can't help. It's like Shadow. Stupid concept, probably not a good game. Just one of those silly little things I enjoy. Sometimes you need the stupid things in life, you know? And lastly, I've also been streaming this, which I'm just realizing I wasn't looking at the camera. I'm just realizing, yeah, nobody can see that. Nobody can see what I was holding up. Resistance 1, Fall of Man. Honestly, I was not expecting much. I played the second Resistance game, loved it. One of my favorite PS3 games. Played the third one, which I heard people say is more similar to the first one. Not as much. So when I went back to number one, I wasn't, especially like it's a game that came out like what 2006, 2007. It was before trophies existed on PS3. I was not expecting a lot. I fucking love this game. I think this game is honestly one of the most underrated PS3 games I've ever played. Almost every minute of it, except for one small section I didn't like, but that's probably because I was just bad with ammo. I got this thing for 150. If you can get your hands on it, definitely, especially if you haven't. There's a lot of people like me, especially back then, I think, who didn't play because they didn't have trophies. I know, it's sad to admit. I avoided this game for too long. I hope they remaster these someday because it's not just about Ratchet and Clank with Insomniac. It's not just Spider-Man and Ratchet and Clank. They have more. Let people experience these again. This might be one of my new favorite PS3 games. I think if I made, I don't know if it would change my top 10 list, but I think there's a chance it could come close if I did do it again. Probably at least at very in my top 20, if nothing else. I'm kind of ashamed of myself for ignoring this gem for so long. And that's pretty much it. It's been a packed month, and because I'm streaming now and playing games every different days of the week, it's kind of it gets a bit more packed. And because I can tend to not shut up for a little while, it can be long, but you know what? It's part of the fun. And I think next month might be even more packed. Anyway, as always, let me know what you've played. Let me know what's new stuff you've played. Let me know what you've gone back to. And as always, I'll see you for the next one.